Okay, so today's training session is about using Screencastify. So that's what I'm about to show you right now. So I'm in my Google Drive here. So you'd open up your own Google Drive and you can select the PowerPoint slide or Google slide, sorry, that you've got in your drive. So I'm going to open mine up. If you're working in a college already that has Screencastify installed, it will be here. So that's where you would find Screencastify. So if I just select that, mine says 5-minute time limit. Ignore that. If you've got a college subscription, it's an unlimited amount of recording time for yourself and an unlimited amount of videos that you can record. So don't worry about that. And it's the same for your students as well. Okay, so I just want to show you how to record in Screencastify. So you click on the little icon that's right next to the search bar, and you'll get a drop-down menu like this. And then you select what you'd like to record. So I'm going to select desktop, and microphone and camera is embedded. So I will click record. And then you get a little video that pops up of yourself in a particular part of your screen. So if I select this as well, it's asking me, do you want to record your entire screen or an application window? So I'll say, yes, record my entire screen. Here, I can move this video around. So that's just counted me down, and now the Screencastify recording has started. So you can actually move this video of yourself wherever you want to. So I'll just leave that video there, and you can change the size of the video. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. So you can modify that, and same thing with your students. I think it is nice to have your webcam embedded because it gives a personalized approach and people can find it more engaging. In this training session, what I'd like to cover is how to record your screen and your webcam, the annotation tools that you get with Screencastify, how to trim and edit a video, and how to share, export or publish your video. I've just selected something from this toolbar in the bottom left-hand side. So if you want to focus on a particular topic like this, record screen and webcam, it sort of glows onto the bit that you'd like to focus on. And now I'm just going to bring your attention to this bit at the top, which is where the menu is. So I'll just come out of there. So that's one of the things in your little toolkit. Okay, so to stop this glow effect that we've got with every time when you move your cursor, you just hover over the toolkit again and click on the same button, which is focus mouse. So that's gone away now. And a safe button that I tend to like to select is the mouse pointer. So I'm going to select the mouse pointer. And in this toolkit, you have a bunch of things. You can pause the video, you can select the mouse pointer, you can select the pen. So if I select the pen, it will allow you to choose a color that you'd like to pick. So I've picked a color, and that's really great for annotating or highlighting a particular topic or drawing attention to anything that you'd like to focus on. And then you can erase anything as well that was done in error or that is no longer needed. And I'll go back to the mouse pointer again. So you've got different things that you can do with the annotation tool. It is quite simple. It's a rubber, it's a pen, and you've got a focus button, which I think is good to draw attention to certain elements. So I'll just show you that focus mouse button again. So I'm going to select that again. And we've just looked at the annotation tools there. So what you can do with annotation. So to stop this recording, you can do two things. You can pause the recording, which is in the toolbar on the left-hand side. So if I click pause, that pauses the recording, and then you can decide what steps to take. So I'm just going to stop this recording now. So that Screencastify recording has stopped, and then it starts loading your screen, and it gives you the option to do something else with it now. Okay, so it started playing this. If you click on unmute, you'll see this playing. Change the size of the video, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. So you can modify that, and same thing with your. I'll just mute that again so you've got that information. So this is the simple recording of it, and you can give it a title. So you can save it. This does auto save actually. As with most Google Docs, it auto saves everything. I'm going to click open in editor so you can see that how to edit and trim your video. So you can get a shareable link. So if you click onto this thing here, this button here that says shareable link, that's copied a link. So you can drop that into an email, or you can send it and put it onto your Google Classroom or in any other platform that you'd like to share it. So there's the shareable link. What's nice is if you record how-to videos or explanations and you've recorded a Screencastify, copy the shareable link and share it with your learners in WhatsApp or share it with your learners in Google Classroom or an email. Now, this recording wasn't playing any sound because it was on mute, so I've just left that there, but be sure to make sure that when you're playing it back, click on unmute so that you can check that all the audio is on par. Okay, so here you've got other options to share this. You can publish directly to YouTube. So if you're logged in with your college email address, you can publish to your YouTube account. You can get an embed code and put this onto your Moodle or Google Classroom or your website. You can send it in an email, you can download it as well. But this recording that you make in Screencastify automatically saves as you're going along. So you don't need to worry about what's happening with the recording. And just to show you what's happened with this particular recording is if you click on the drop-down menu where Screencastify was, there's 3 lines, and if you click on them, you can go straight to My Recordings, and that will show you where all the recordings have been saved. So if I click on that, it should open a new tab, and it will say, these are all the recordings that you've made, and then you can decide what you'd like to do with them. So that's a quick way to access all your recordings. The other thing that happens is it automatically creates a folder in your Google Drive because Screencastify is linked to your Google Drive, and there'll be a folder called Screencastify, and the recordings will be accessible that way as well. So let me show you now how to edit this. Now there's 2 things that you can do to edit. You can either trim the video, which means you can just get rid of the ending by doing this. So you click on this edit button here where you've got the scissors, and you can drag it and shorten your video and click Save Trim. So then that will trim your video and save it. So that's the quick way to make sure that you edit your video. So that's trimming. Okay, the other thing that you can do, slightly more advanced, is you can go to a screen editor. So you open an editor, and this is what the editing tool looks like. Okay, so this is the editing tool. So the very first time that you use it, it will go through the menu and explain what to do. So it will walk you through the bits about the tool and what to do. So if you click next, you can add videos to your project, next there, make edits in the timeline. So this timeline has just appeared. So you can make edits in your timeline here, and you can cut, crop, zoom, and do a lot more with this. And download your finished video when you click export. So next. Now it's time to get editing. So that's where it will tell you which part of the video you're looking at. And then these tools are illuminated. So now you've got the delete button, text, zoom in, crop a particular part of the video, and cut. So to edit your video, what you need to do is you've got a timeline at the bottom of your video. When you move your mouse left and right, it will select different parts of the video. So you can directly click on the timeline and select a part of the video you want to focus on, or you can click play. So you can hear me talking in the background, and when you hit your pause button with your keyboard or your pause button here, that will stop at the point in time that you'd like to edit. So I'm just going to move the timeline along to a particular point, let's say here. And if you'd like to cut your video, there's a little cut scissor icon there. You select that, and that will splice the video in half, and you can make amendments to this. Now, any amendments that you make from the point where you've cut the portion of the video will apply to the whole clip. So if you only want to highlight a particular point, like let's say you want to add text, if you don't want the text to be on the whole video, cut a portion of the video so that the text only appears there. So I'll just demonstrate that to you now. So in this portion of the video, I think I start talking about the pen, the toolbar. So I'm going to select this part of the clip here and click crop so that I can focus on just a part of the video. So I've got a scene that I've selected here, and there's a yellow there's a yellow shape, that's a yellow shadow that's highlighted around it. So if I want to focus in on a particular part of this slide, I can click crop, and then you can choose which part of the video you'd like to focus most on. So let's say I want to focus on a particular portion, such as this element here. So it's selected that. You can resize that. So you can choose which part you'd like to focus on, and then click done, which is the blue square. Now what you can see is in this clip, this part of the screen is maximized, which is really nice to call attention and highlight certain things. Now, if I'd like to add text to this particular part of the video, you click on the T icon there, and then you've got the option to write something. So you've got all the tools to be able to annotate this part of the video. So you can do bold, italics, underline. You can choose the color of the text that you're writing. So I'm going to choose blue. You can choose the type of font, and also you can choose the size. So if I click large, comments here. Now it's doing this because earlier on I was playing around with this and I selected everything. So I selected a background to my comment here. So I wanted my comment to stand out. I've also selected underline. So if I get rid of the underline, get rid of the bold, and if I want to choose a color for the background to make my comment pop, click orange, and let's go huge. Let's make that bigger. Okay, so now my comment, it really stands out, and that comment, as you can see on the timeline at the bottom, it's in red, so that shows you that that comment is only on a particular part of the video. If you'd like that comment or that information to be across the whole video or a longer portion, then you can just drag this bit here, and then that will expand the comment to all the slides. I think a good way to use comments is to write your learning objective and drag that across the whole video if you want to, or drag that to the portions of the video that you'd like to focus on, or any other information that you'd like to include. So if there's any mistakes that you've made, you can undo that on the top of your video where you click undo. So if I did that, so that's changed the length of my comment. Also, you've got the option to delete something. So if you don't want that comment there, select the comment and click delete. So that comment has gone now. And that is how to edit your video. And I think lastly, when you're ready, you just click on the top and click on export, and it will give you two options. You can either export it as a video, so as an MP4 file. That's quite useful if you want it to go into Google or another platform, or you can just export it to Google Drive and it will be saved in your Google platform. Now I'm going to just select export to, no, let's go with Google. Let's leave it as Google Drive. Save your video. Oh, okay. Screencastify edited recording, save. So that will now process. So that will take a little while to process. So go grab a cup of tea, come back, and then check on it later. Okay, once the video has exported properly and saved, it will say done. Your video has been saved in your Screencastify folder in your Google Drive. And then you can view that, or you can share that. So if I click share, it gives me the option to put it into other platforms. So then you can get other people to be included in this. You can share this with your wider team, or you can include your student's name, or the reverse. If the student has recorded the video and they would like to share it with yourself, they can write down your email address, or with all Google documents, you can just click copy link and get a link to that and then send it out and share it that way. Okay, so just to go over what we've looked at how to record your screen and your webcam. So that was on the top right hand side of your screen where the drop down menu will appear, and that's where you've got the options to record. We looked at the annotation tools, so how to annotate your video recordings. We also looked at how to trim and edit your video, and lastly we looked at how to share, export and publish your video recording. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.